How are we going, guys? We're live on Hoggs vlog, and Gurtaj Singh, you're telling me to hurry up? I was trying to get on board, mate. We just had a little bit of a problem in the backstage here, trying to get on live. A little bit of a technical problem, but we're here now. Ato Baral, thanks very much for joining me again. Ashok Kumar, we've got Sam Colgan, Davidart. But anyway, let's get straight on it. Who said that you can't win T20 cricket batting first? Well, India showed us. So let's get the bumper rolling and get some questions answered as well. Well, what a win by India, and it was all started by Surya Yadav. We're going to talk about him, Hardik Pandya as well with his bowling, and the moment of the game that changed this contest. So let's go to Surya Yadav. The thing that I was impressed about him, he got his opportunity to bat out number 3. Kishan slightly injured, so Kumar took his opportunity. Came out under a little bit of pressure, first ball finding the boundary, pulling the quick bowlers. I just thought that was sensational. 6 off his first ball, but just the way he kept the momentum up with the run rate, and that's what India have been missing out the top of the order. And the thing is, he was just playing conventional strokes, but just his timing, the way that he just let the ball come onto the bat in the power play and just picked the gaps behind point. So there was a little bit of power hitting, but also some finesse as well, and then some creative stuff as well with their sweep shots. The one that he got out to, very unlucky there. That was not out. The catch was not out. But the shot was still there. To be able to play those sweep shots the way he does is just phenomenal against both quicks and spin bowlers. So for me, he's got to stay in this lineup, and we'll talk about that in the preview for tomorrow's game. But he took the pressure off Virat Kohli, and this was a disappointing factor about the Indian innings too. I just want to bring this quickly up, is Virat Kohli, the way that he played against the spin when he first came to the crease. He should have been trying to find those ones and getting the strike onto Surya Yadav, playing that conservative role, because we know he can pick it up in the power play, and India nearly lost the game at that moment. A critical decision by Virat Kohli. Just under a little bit of pressure there, playing a shot that wasn't Virat Kohli's style. So India will look out that. Now let's go to Hardik Pandya. What I like about Hardik Pandya, he's batting down at number 7. Now he's finding it a little bit difficult against the extra pace with the bat. He's moving around a little bit too much. He's trying to overhit the ball, and he's also getting beaten by pace. But the reason why he's getting beaten by pace is because he's moving too much. He's not getting in a stable position to be able to connect with the ball. That movement is taking the eyes off the ball. So that's something he's got to work out. But the thing that I'm impressed with Hardik Pandya is his bowling, especially in the power play. He bowled 2 overs in that power play and went for 5 runs. But his strategy, he was changing the field around, especially in that first over, and changing the field to suit the ball that he was going to bowl. And plus, he also had that field set, and he was prepared to go wide to Buttler with all the fielders up on the offside, knowing that Buttler was going to back away and try and favour that side. Very, very canny bowler. He's got the smarts. I think India can take the risk right now with what I saw last night with both power play bowling and death bowling to play him as the number 5 bowler and having batting out number 7, and have the likes of Surya Yadav and Ishan Kishan coming in at number 3 to add that extra power with the batting. So well done to Hardik Pandya. All right, the moment of the game. Dewey ball, big moment of the game. Chahar coming in, taking over Chahal with the leg spinning department. The ball was slippery. It was very hard for the spinners to control, but he kept his head. He didn't lose his lose his focus. He wasn't complaining about the conditions. He just got on with the job, and he got the big wicket of Bairstow. Now, that wicket of Bairstow was a turning moment, because England were right on top of India at that stage. It was a dewy ball, and the spinners didn't take any dominance in this game whatsoever until that particular moment. And then Tucker, after that, getting the big wicket of Stokes, new batsman coming out for England, game over. So Rahul Chahar, well done, mate. Great for standing up in this particular game, getting the opportunity, and that extra bounce that he gets with his leg spin is a good addition to this Indian team. Notice that the English batsman found it difficult to bat again or sweep against him. So good change there. All right, let's get into game 5 quickly. All right, the game 5 changes for India. That's what we're going to talk about. For me, okay, a lot of fans out here aren't going to like what I'm saying. KL Rahul, for me, he's out of touch. If you look out the way that he's defending, the bat face is moving towards point. He's not hitting straight down the ground. And it's not the KL Rahul of old. He is out of form. So, with this Indian lineup right now, I'd bring Ishan Kishan in if he is fully fit. Open the batting with Rohit Sharma and have Surya Kumar Yadav out 3. Then you've got 2 power batsmen out the top of the order around Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, who can play a little bit more conservative roles around those 2 particular players. That is the big change that I'd make. If Virat Kohli's not fit for the next game, I'd have Rahul batting out 4, and I'd bring Kishan in to open the batting if he's fit as well with Rohit Sharma. I think that is a better balanced team for India. Okay, let's go to the changes for England. For me, I don't think they need too many changes, apart from they've got to get rid of Milan in that number 3 spot. He's taking up too many balls, and he's putting pressure on that middle order. So for me, I think they've got to bring Liam Livingstone in. I'd go for him over Sam Billings to bat out number 3. And then you've got 3 aggressive batsmen out the top that can really take on the bowling. So they're the changes that I'd make. Okay. That's my rant for the day. Let's get into your questions. And while we're waiting for the first question to come up, thanks everyone for joining me. Who else has got on there? Get those questions up, please, Shubs. Have we got the first question there? Ankit, how you going, Prateep? Who else has quickly joined on there? Clash of the Clan Lovers. Subham Gupta, so thanks very much. Official fan, thanks very much. All right. Oh, gee whiz. Priyanshu Raj, I hope I got that right. Why Virat changed his batting position for Sky? Why did Virat Kohli change his batting? I've got to work out what Sky is. I thought that was Sky with the cricket. But batting out number 4, I like Virat Kohli batting out number 4. For the simple fact is you're allowing more aggressive players to bat out the top, especially with Hardik Pandya batting down out number 7. What you're doing there is trying to put the pressure back on the English bowlers. So if you have 2 of those aggressive players, at least one of them coming off, you're already ahead of the 8 ball. And if you look at the way that Surya Kumar Yadav batted yesterday, especially straight after the power play, that's where India normally slow the run rate down a little bit and just try and consolidate. Be a little bit more conservative. Surya Kumar Yadav kept the run rate up and kept the momentum going, and that's what this Indian team needs. So I like it how they've got a power player coming in out number 3 and Virat Kohli out number 4. And as I said before, Rohit Sharma opening the batting with Ishan Kishan will be better balanced. I don't know. Yeah, so that's why I think Virat's gone down the order, is just to have that power player out 3. Take the pressure off in those middle overs. Okay, do you think soft signals, this is Hayden Mollenkamp. How you going, Hayden? Good to see you. Do you think soft signals and umpire's call should be removed from all forms of cricket? Thanks, Hoggy. Well, Hayden, I think umpire's call should be removed from all forms of cricket. If it's umpire's call, it's hitting the stumps. The only thing with umpire's call, if out of the 3 segments that they go through, is it pitching in line with the stumps or outside off? Then is it hitting in line with the stumps? Then is it hitting the stumps? So you've got those 3 sections. If there's 2 umpires call, I think maybe give it the benefit of the doubt to the batsman. But when it's 1 umpire's call, no, get rid of it. But to be quite frank, it's either hitting or not. So get rid of umpire's call. Soft signals. I don't like soft signals. Definitely don't like soft signals. If the third umpire can't find out with that review whether it's out or not, give the benefit of the doubt to the batsman. Last night's dismissal was definitely not out. There was too much doubt there. Where's my ball? The fingers were like that on the ground when it came up. There is no that way that Surya Kumar Yadav was out. So, hey, let's get rid of soft signals and umpires call altogether. Good question there, Hayden. Hope I don't need that ball again for the rest of this game. Hey, well, Phoenix Fryer, how are you going? You're jumping on board trying to get up the list with the questions there. Thanks very much for your little donation there. Has KL played his last game for the series? I think KL Rahul has definitely played his last game for the series unless Virat Kohli is unfit for the next game. I'd have KL Rahul batting out number 4. As I said earlier on, his bat face is going too square rather than trying to hit the ball straight down the ground. And if you look at the shot that he got out to last night, the hands were just coming through. The bat face is there. Then he's trying to straighten it up. There's no power behind the shot. He is way out of sync at the moment. And is it time to rest the old guard and let Ishan in at 2 and leave Sky at 3? There we go. Sky, the first question that I answered. Now I know what you mean. Surya Kumar Yadav. Work it out, Hoggy. I think Ishan Kishan has definitely got to be batting, opening the batting with Rohit Sharma. You've got a youngster alongside an experienced player. And we've seen how Gill has shone in the test arena. I think it's time to have Ishan Kishan in there as well. And they've got such a great relationship because they both play for the Mumbai Indians. It's very important that you get Ishan Kishan in there right now while Rohit's still available. Surya Kumar Yadav, he's got so much experience in first-class cricket. He's made a mountain of runs. He's dominated IPL with the Mumbai Indians over the last couple of years because he's been given a definite role or a definitive role. He knows what is expected of him, and I don't think he had that out KKR, and that's why we're seeing the best of him right now. So I think Ishan at 2, Surya Kumar stay at 3, and can Prithvi Shaw break onto the T20 scene considering his domestic run? Look, Prithvi Shaw, I think he's gone back down in the pecking order. Let's just see how he goes in the IPL this year in that T20 format, where it's going to be a little bit tougher competition. The only thing with Prithvi Shaw, which I've seen him struggle with over here in Australia, with those quicker bowlers, he's just still hasn't really found his feet outside that off stump. If he can correct that, I think he can find his way into the T20 squad. But I can't see Prithvi Shaw getting in this 11 out at the moment. I think if you look at the 11, I'm going to, because Phoenix has donated some money, thanks for that. I'm going to just elaborate on this. I think Ishan Kishan batting out 2 gives better balance, but then you've got Surya Kumar Yadav, then Virat Kohli out 4 to stabilise the innings if need be. Then you've got the power of Iyer, Pant and Hardik Pandya down the lower order. This is a very balanced team right now that we've just gone through. So I can't see Prithvi Shaw getting in that lineup out at the moment. Good question there, Phoenix. Good 3 questions. Tanmoy Chakraborty, how are you going, mate? Hope everything is well with you. Has IPL made the way for the youngsters to play big shots from the ball 1 of international cricket? I wouldn't call Surya Kumar Yadav a youngster. I'd call him a very experienced player. But look, with the players that they've got around them and the roles that each player is playing, the thing is, these young players coming through are playing with confidence. They're being taught that if they see the ball, they play the shot that they would play later on in an innings. They don't take any time with it. If it's in the half volley slot or it's in their slot to play, they go for the boundary. And what that does, you have good positive footwork, you've got a good positive frame of mind, and you're already aggressive out there because you know that you switched on, because there's no time in T20 cricket. So these players are accustomed to it. IPL has really set them up to play these big shots from big ball 1. Any T20 tournament, sorry about that, just a little something with the chest. Any T20 tournament around the world at the moment, young players should be going out there and just playing the ball on its merits from ball one, practicing in the nets from ball one to try and find the boundary, and it will come along easier as you move along. So good question there, Tan Moy. Next question, please, Shubs. Virat Kohli. Oh, Virat wants some information. Should he let Rohit captain again or not? Let's not be cheeky. Do you think Virat Kohli should be batting out number 4 for the ICC T20 World Cup? For me, at the start of the series, I didn't think he should. I thought he might be better off out opening the batting. But with Ishan Kishan dominating and Surya Yadav taking their opportunities up the top order, I think Virat Kohli should be out number 4. If Hardik Pandya hadn't delivered with the ball and using him as the 5th bowler, if that didn't work, then Virat Kohli goes back up to 3 and you only play one of Surya or Ishan Kishan in that top 2 and you play the extra bowler. But now that Hardik Pandya's done the job, Kohli stays out 4, and if you lose 2 early wickets of those aggressive players, he can be a little bit more conservative, because you know that in the last 4 overs he's got such a dominant strike rate that he can pick up quick runs and get India to a reasonable total to defend. Okay, so that's simple game plan in T20 cricket now. You try and blast the opposition away, and if the momentum continues, you get a big score on the board. But if you lose early wickets, you've got to play a little bit more conservative and sort of play or try and find a score slightly under par, but something still competitive that your bowlers can bowl out. So that's the way that you bat first. Good question there, Virat Kohli, and I hope your quad's right. No, that's Virat Kohli fan. I know all that. D.A. Shea, how you going, mate? Sir, why teams are taking a lot of time in finishing 20 overs? Should ICC need to do something else other than fines? What's your thoughts? Hoogie, sir. I saw Atel Baral put a comment on there that with a game like that, how close it was, we shouldn't really worry about the time. But T20 cricket was invented to be a quick game to be over within less than 3 hours, and it's not happening at the moment. So for me, I don't mind time being taken if the ball is wet and the bowlers have got to try and dry it as much as possible so that they can get grip on the ball. Remember that when the dew comes as well, it's not just about the slippery ball, it's about the wicket as well, because it gets a little dewy, get a little slippery, and the ball skids on a little more than what it was in the first session. So we've got to think about that with the strategy. But the team bowling first as well, you can't be sitting around and having discussions. There was moments there where it was taking 40 to a minute between balls. You can't have that. One, if you're bowling first, you're getting the better conditions. You're outside the dew. If you take that extra 40 minutes, then there's more chance that the team bowling second are going to be bowling in more difficult dewy conditions. So it's unfair. The first team should be bowling their overs within an hour 20. I reckon the ICC should be doing something more about it. They either lose points or they get an unfavourable draw in the T20 World Cup. So what I mean by that, the teams that have faltered by not bowling their overs quick enough in the lead-up games to the tournament over the 4 years before the T20 tournament, or however long it takes, get penalised by having to play the stronger teams in the round matches. So I think that's a way that we can start penalising them. Put it in the back end where it's tougher in the World Cup for them. Sam Colgan, I hope I got my point out there correctly. Sam Colgan, how you going, mate? Just ordered the Wrong'un book. Can't wait to rip in and read it. Oh, thanks very much, mate. So yeah, there she is up there. Hope you enjoy the read. No, it's I've had a lot of people that have said that they've enjoyed it. So thanks very much for who's read the book and enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoy the read, mate, and hopefully one day I get to meet you and able to sign the book for you as well, and also just meet you because you've been such a fantastic support through my career. Thanks very much, Sam. Okay, next question, please, Shubs. Daksh Kumar, I hope I said that. Daksh Kumar. What is the best position for Ishan Kishan to bat? For me, with Hardik Pandya batting out number 7 and bowling the way he is, Ishan Kishan opening the batting with Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar out number 3. That's the way that I'd set this team up right now for India. Virat Kohli out 4. Very good question, that, mate. Next question, please, Shubs. Oh, we're all... There we go. Everything about cricket. Okay, can Ashwin make a comeback in One Day International and T20 after such a successful Test series? For me, One Day International cricket, definitely he can make a comeback. He gets to bowl 10 overs there, and with that classy spin of his, he can bamboozle the opposition. So, with that, yes. But T20 cricket, I've said this a lot about Ashwin. He's one of the favourite spinners that I have seen through my life watching cricket. I think he's probably the best off spinner that I've probably seen. He's definitely the best off spinner now. But T20 cricket, you need explosive players in the field. So his fielding lets him down, and his running between the wickets with the bat lets him down. And if you look at the Indian team right now, they're so athletic in the field. They run hard between the wickets. They're sneaking extra runs. They're cutting off runs in the field. And I don't think the selectors would go down that path with Ashwin just because of Sundar doing the same job as Ashwin, but saving more runs in the field and probably making more runs with the bat as well. That's why I can't see him in T20 cricket. But One Day International, yes. Vijay Singh, would like to see Surya in One Day Internationals. What's your take? I think moving forward, I think India are definitely going to make a few changes with their one-day lineup, and I can see Surya Kumar Yadav being a big part of that. Where is he going to bat in the one-day format? I'm not sure. Would you have him out the top of the order? I'd struggle with that. I'd try and keep him down in the final stages and try and bat him in the last 10 overs where he can be most effective, and that's where he's going to be most dominant as well. So for me, if he's going to play One Day International cricket, it's more at the back end than out the front end. I just think those creative shots that he's got are more suited to backhand play. So that's where I'd see him in the One Day International team. And I hope he gets in there too, because he's one of my favourite cricketers out Kolkata Knight Riders. I just loved his energy, his joy in the change rooms. But I could just see at Kolkata Knight Riders that he's that type of player that needs to be given a specific role, sort of told that he's a much needed player in this team. And if you put those two together, he just goes out and absolutely delivers. He was all over the shop out Kolkata Knight Riders. They had him up and down the order doing different roles, whereas at Mumbai Indians, they've given him some stability, and that's why he's doing well now. Good question, Vijay. Okay, Sunny Verma. Good morning, Hoggy. Good morning, mate. Give your thoughts on Rohit Sharma captaincy. Oh, I knew this one was coming up somewhere along the line. T20 cricket, I think Rohit Sharma has delivered in that space. Mumbai Indians have been the most successful team in the IPL, and Rohit Sharma has led most of those campaigns. So those stats speak for itself. Should he take on Virat Kohli with the captaincy? I would not do that now. I wouldn't even think about doing it right now. But as time moves forward, the pressure of being captain for India in all three formats is going to play a part on Virat Kohli right now. So for me, I think there should be a little bit of talk behind the scenes about how they can split that role up so that it takes a little bit of pressure off Virat Kohli down the track. But I wouldn't do it now, just before the T20 World Cup around the corner. But I can see Rohit Sharma definitely captaining T20 cricket for India in the near future. Okay, have we got another question, Shubs? Oh, no, that's it. So you can follow me on at Brad_Hogg on Twitter and Instagram. But we've got another game coming up in a couple of days' time. So it's a decider. It's going to be a final. And this is going to be a big test for both teams leading into the World Cup. It doesn't get much tougher than this when the series is on the line with the final game. This is virtually a semi-final for the World Cup, if not a grand final. Enjoy, guys. I'll see you in a couple of days live on Hoggs Vlog.